Puppies. They are so cute. It's so exciting, but there might be a level of, uh-oh, what did I get myself into? No need to fear. Your favorite canine coach is here. I'm Genna. I have been a dog trainer for over 12 years, and some of my favorite things to work with is puppies. We are going to start with discussing puppy development and starting to understand a little bit better about where they are in their milestone journeys in comparison to essentially what us human comparatively are at. Sometimes breaking it down to brass tacks like that helps us better understand how to appropriately read our puppies and give them what it is that they need to do, or what they need in general. We are going to start with the 8-week-old puppy, assuming it's a good rescue or a good breeder. Your puppy comes home anywhere between 8 and 11 weeks, give or take. Every breeder is different. And honestly, those extra weeks with mom, if it's applicable, is so important. Dogs teach each other things that we necessarily cannot. And one of those things very early on is bite inhibition, meaning how hard the puppy learns to use their teeth and use their mouth in accordance to what mom or their litter mates allowed them to play like. Mother dogs can teach their puppies the best social lessons. And those are things that we cannot teach dogs because it is the way that they communicate. But your puppy has come home and is 8 weeks old. We are so excited, and we have everything from Marshalls that we could possibly find, when in reality, you only need a few simple things to make your life a lot easier. Numero uno being the crate. The crate is such an important training tool, and we will cover that in depth. For me and for many other trainers, it is non-negotiable. It teaches your puppy to shut their brain down. It gives them a safe place to do it in, and it teaches a degree of separation and that it is healthy, it is natural, and the puppy can do it. A independent puppy is a very good thing to have. Now, before we get too much into the crate training, I will go ahead and answer the burning question that all owners have when they call me in the first place, is the potty training and what that looks like. Now, because it is not my dog or my puppy, it is your puppy, it is very important to understand what your routine is going to look like around your dog. A good rule of thumb is to take your puppy out every 20 minutes. It's annoying, I understand, but their ability to hold their bladder becomes better as they get older. But for right now, we need to teach them where their potty space is, what door to go to, and how to start getting on a good routine. Now, leash your puppy up, take them straight outside, start using some cue words. You can say go potty, you can say get busy, but really don't talk to your puppy. You want to be boring. If you're acting so excited and like, go potty, obviously your puppy's going to be way more invested in you than maybe sniffing around and trying to find that perfect puppy spot to go. When your puppy eliminates, please do not start throwing them a party the moment they do it. You're going to interrupt them, and they're going to say, what do you have? And then they're going to forget that they have to go potty. And so we need to stay cool, calm, and collected. Do a whole lot of nothing until they are done. At this point, you can treat your puppy. You can give them a little bit of kibble. But personally, I love to just give them a good job. Good puppy, good job. And now I will not go in right away. I am going to hang out outside with that puppy for a little while longer to make sure that they have eliminated fully. Because puppies, they get distracted. They have goldfish brains, and they might forget that they had to go a little bit more. Give them the opportunity, because that number one might also be accompanied by a number two. When your puppy goes potty and they've done a good job outside, you come immediately inside and you can take them to their puppy area, or if you're going to be hanging out with them, make sure that leash is on. The leash is going to be on and off all throughout puppyhood, but you want to make sure that you have 3 leashes. You are going to have your inside leash that is going to be like your 2 to maybe 4 foot. They can drag it around the house. You're going to have your 6-foot standard walking leash, and you're also going to have a 15-foot check cord for outside, giving your puppy a little bit more freedom while also having it under control. And that 15-foot check cord is going to be great for outside stuff. It's going to be giving your puppy a little bit more space from you, but you still very much have control over what they are doing. And obviously, you don't have to give your puppy all 15 feet. Going forward, a good thing to remember is the way that dog physics work. The farther away on leash you are or off leash, the less control you have. So by being able to correctly, basically handhold the baby you're with through to very successful behaviors like mastering potty training, that allows you to be able to set you and your puppy up for as much success as possible. And now let's get into it. The crate. The crate is often a villainized training tool for whatever reason, because our human brain can't wrap around the fact that we just feel bad. We feel bad putting him in the crate. We feel bad shutting the door. We feel bad creating space, when in reality, that is what your puppy needs the most of. Your puppy needs space, and your puppy needs rest. And true, meaningful rest, not the puppy cat nap at your feet, and when you go move to go grab that Diet Coke from the fridge, they move and they follow you, right? No, true, restful, space away from you, shut down sleep. Their brains are growing so quickly. Puppies need 18 to 22 hours of sleep a day. It is bonkers. Our puppies are learning so quickly that we need to give them a chance to literally reset their brain and process and file away everything that they have learned. Every new exposure, doing a name game, playing crate games, they are thinking about so much and filing away whether it is going to be negative or positive, especially in these beginning and very impressionable weeks. The crate is going to be used all throughout the day. Never necessarily as a punishment, even though you will be using it to address certain behaviors. So long as you are not yelling and kicking and screaming and bowling your puppy into the crate, it is not a punishment. It is a means to create space, a pause on certain behaviors, or honestly, giving your puppy that chance to finally take that good nap that they probably needed 20 minutes ago. Because that ever dreaded puppy teething phase, the baby shark, the piranhas in your house thinking that you just brought home a velociraptor instead of that super cute doodle puppy, yeah, it's because your puppy is not sleeping enough. 100% guarantee. And that is the case for every single puppy client I have. 100% of the time, lesson 1 is telling everybody that you're not giving your puppy enough time in the crate to actually sleep. Lesson 2 is then talking about how you're still probably not giving your puppy enough time to sleep. That is how important it is. The crate is a safe zone. The crate is an area for them to go and really shut their brains down. And in conjunction with that, you are also telling your puppy, I've got it. All I need from you is to sleep. I will be back in a little bit. Life is so good. And when you come back and you let that puppy out of the crate, there's no big fanfare. There's no huge celebration. You grab your puppy and you take them straight outside to go potty. You let them go potty, and then you bring them in. And this is when we're going to be using areas like the exercise pen, an area that we can easily gate off with baby gates or other various forms of containment to keep your puppy close. There is no reason that your puppy needs full reign of your house right now, especially between 8 and 16 weeks. There's just no reason. That is way too much freedom, and it is too much freedom for a puppy and most dogs in general before they get to 3, but they don't know what to do with it. This also will give them an opportunity to sneak away from you and potty where they should not. Keeping eyes on your puppy is so important. And if you cannot keep eyes on your puppy, they're in that Z pen, or better yet, more safely, they're in the crate. The crate is such an important training tool. And while not necessarily something that has to be lifelong, it is something that is going to be in your rotation for the first 3 years of your puppy's life. And your puppy and your own nervous system will thank you, because you will be using this a lot in the said baby shark teething phase. When your puppy is just past its limit, it is time for the box. It is time to go in the crate. That puppy should have been in there 10 minutes ago. And teething is a sign of overarousal. Teething is a sign of a puppy being too tired, and they're just at their threshold. They cannot process the same amount of things that we can. They need to go sleep it off. Literally need to go sleep it off. So into the crate. And guess what you get to do? Everything else on your checklist. Because I know for a fact you've been putting it off, especially having your puppy first home. You do not have to be a prisoner in your own household. You are not being held prisoner by your puppy. Your puppy is allowed to be in the crate by themselves. They are allowed to have alone time. And it is very important for them to have alone time to save your fingers and to save your sanity. At this point in time, we're probably going to about 12 weeks. This is when, if you do start with a trainer or a private in-home trainer, this is usually where commands come into play. But honestly, they're not that serious and they're not that regimented. I typically start with all of my puppy clients with the come and sit game. This is a great way to practice name recognition. It's an excellent way to also teach that, hey, coming when called is a really good thing. I'm going to get attention. I'm going to get treats. I'm going to get stuff, cool stuff, right? The recall is fun. And then when you come to me, if I can get you to sit, it teaches the puppy to be respectful when you come into other people's spaces. This is pretty much the extent of it for right now, because we are still mastering our routine. We're still making sure that we're staying predictable for our puppies, and we are making sure that we are creating positive experiences around things that you are going to have your puppy exposed to in life. Different people of all sorts of wearing different hats, different skin tones, you name it, right? Creating a balanced puppy or creating a balanced adult starts with exposing your puppy positively to all sorts of well-intentioned experiences. Dogs, people, children. If you want your dog to be a therapy dog, guess where you probably have to go? Maybe to the library or a senior citizen center, exposing them, having them in your arms, and then leaving. It looks very quick. Positive and neutral experiences create a more social dog than those that try to throw their puppy into every social experiment that they possibly can, where they start filing it away into something that was negative because they got overwhelmed. What we don't want to do is flood our puppy. And flooding means that we expose them too quickly, too much, too soon, all at the same time. And some dogs can handle that, but the majority of them cannot. And your puppy is probably one of them. So in this very impressionable time between 8 and 12 weeks, we want to be sure that we are laying as many positive experiences as we possibly can, and then understanding that our puppies are going to need a really good nap afterward. When your puppy finally hits 16 weeks, you will not be able to take them truly out and about until 18 weeks, because that final round of vaccines needs to just sit in the system and make sure it's doing everything that it should to protect your puppy against things, just whatever the world has to offer, right? The world is gross. Older dogs, you just don't know where they're coming from. This allows you to make sure that you know that your puppy is fully vaccinated. This is when you can start exposing your puppy to other puppy play dates with puppies around their own age, their own size, own play style, and very neutral and positive adults that will teach good lessons. But what I'm not doing is bringing and dragging my puppy every single place that I possibly can and forcing them to interact with every single dog for the sake of socialization. This is going to do nothing but create a dog that thinks that they can go and say hello to everybody and everyone all the time, always. Socialization is more about neutrality than it is about constant engagement. And so when we pick and choose, it teaches our puppy to be balanced, and not everything is worthy of a response every single time, because you might not necessarily get that. And that's the way that it should be. At this point, you are going from baby stuff like preschool, and now after 16 weeks, 18 weeks, you are now finally entering elementary school. This is where a lot of our stars and stickers that we have been practicing with, right? A lot of food rewards starts to come with a little bit more accountability. This is where we start moving into check, check plus, and check minus. So stay tuned for the next in the series of breaking down all things that are puppy to better understand our dogs. I'm Genna, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next one.